What is happening, people? This is DJ Handmade, and tonight I'm going to teach you how to DJ. That's right, you. If you know me, you know I'm a DJ. If you don't know me, I'm a DJ. Nice to meet you. Thanks for coming to my channel on social media to check this video out. So basically, first off, I'm just going to talk a little about what is DJing. Okay, DJing is basically patching together an entire kind of quilt of music that takes you on a journey. It is different than just pressing play on a playlist where you play in a complete song. So it would be start to finish, and there's a little pause, and then start to finish, another song, start to finish, another song. And yes, you can put some thought into your playlist, like, oh, this song might sound great after this one, etc. But you're not going to be playing two songs at the same time, mixing in and out of each other, being able to change the low, the mid, the high, doing effects to it, repeating sections, changing tempos, changing keys. You're not doing any of that. That's what DJing is, essentially. And you probably know that if you're here watching that. But just in case you don't know. Now, I have to cover some ground rules and things like that. First off, be nice. on my video, because this is the first time I've ever done anything like this. I'm not claiming I'm the end-all be-all teacher of this. I just want to give back to the community and to people as much as I can, especially with everything going on. Number two, I've got to talk about vocabulary. Okay, this you might know or not. BPM, beats per minute. Okay, I'm probably going to say that a lot. It has to do with how the speed of the music is. So a lot of house tunes are like 128. Dubstep is 150. So obviously you can't play a house track and a dubstep track at the exact same time. It's going to sound crazy because the beats aren't going to match up. Next thing I want to talk about, a little music theory. So music theory has to do with like the scale or the key of something. So if you have one track, let's just say this one right here, which I have queued up, is in D flat minor.
I feel my life's been so tongue-tied, I'm trapped.
But you have another track that's in, let's just say, randomly G sharp. It might sound okay, it might not, especially if it's major, because this is a minor track.
Every morning I ride on a carousel.
Okay, maybe that doesn't make sense yet. That's okay. I'm going to be doing 10-minute videos every week. And if you have any questions, you can just write them into the comments and I'll read it, and then I'll answer that question the next week. So anyway, if you have one track that's D flat minor, the next track might be really great, also D flat minor, or something related to D flat minor. And you will need to know your circle of fifths to know about that. Woo, I might be going over people's head right now, but I'm going to cover that later. Anyway, we're going to get into DJing and what does that mean and how can you press play and make the sound come out and more basic stuff. So essentially, you have to have a system to DJ. This system is called the XDJ-XZ, and it's by Pioneer DJ. I highly recommend it. It has 4 channels in the mixer. It is a standalone system, so you can use a USB, but you can also use a computer with the link button, and you can actually connect your phone too if you want to. It has 2 decks right here that feed into the actual mixer, but you can actually add 2 more if you have a CDJs you want to add to it. Okay, going back about this system, if you're just starting out, I'm going to show you another option that is more affordable and just as good to start with to get to know what you're doing. Okay, this is a very good system to start with. It's also by Pioneer, and it's called the DDJ-RB. And it also comes with a program you're going to need, which is called Record Box, which is actually really important. You're probably saying, well, why do I need a program to play the music? Why can't I just have like an MP3 of the music? You could have an MP3 of the music and have a bunch of MP3s on a USB stick and put it in here, but you're not going to have any of the music analyzed. What's analyzed? What is that? Okay, well, first off, what's the speed? Okay, so I've got this tongue-tied track right here. I'll just play it.
I in heaven just to get to hell fell and the lights went out now. My real friends, they don't know me. This headache's giving me a nosebleed.
Okay, the BPM, beats per minute, of this song is 100. Okay, I've got another track over here. This one is 108. I'm going to show you what happens if both tracks are playing at the same time. It's going to be ugly. Get ready. Okay, I'm going to bring in the other track, and it's at a different speed.
Inside my mind, if you feel like that you're...
Oh, it's really rough. It's really rough. It's really rough. It's hard to hear. And they didn't really match together, right? And there was like two vocals going and completely different speeds, and yeah, you want to watch out for that. So number one, I never even explained how do you turn the music on. Okay, I'm going to have to get into all the specifics, but I'm just giving you little details. There are buttons right here that control if you can turn the track on. So once you have it connected to the computer or you have it in a USB, you will have a list of songs that comes up in the display here if you have this kind of setup. But if you have the other one right here, which is more common to start with as a controller, there is no display setting. Oh, wow. So what do you look at? Aha, you have to look at your computer. And your computer has to have Rekordbox or Serato or something so that you can see what song is playing or what song is going to play. So it's really important. Next thing about the system is that you can set something called cue points. There are all of these little boxes over here on this one. They also exist on the controllers. On the bottom of the controller, you can see little boxes. Those can put you into a different section of the song. So I'm just going to turn everything on so that the mixer has everything where it's going to play. All of the knobs are on, and the volume up right in the middle is up. I'm going to press cue point A. Okay, I have cue point A set at the very beginning of the track. That way, if I'm in a pinch, I can get to the beginning of it really quickly. That's something I did in Rekordbox ahead of time. Now I'm going to press cue point B. You're going to see it's in a different spot.
The club isn't the best place to find the lovers, so the bar is where I go.
I usually set that when the verse comes in, if there's any vocals. And I do this on all songs so that I know in my mind how I've organized my cue points. Here's number 3. Well, letter 3.
Let's not talk too much. Grab on my waist and put that body up.
That was set there because there's another vocal that comes in. All right, here's cue point D. Okay, that was set on cue point D because that's kind of what we call the drop. That's like where the dance part comes. There might not be any vocals. It might be like really intense section. I do this on every single song, and I have to do that in Rekordbox, or I can do it on this system when it's plugged into the computer. But if you're using a USB, you're going to have to set it ahead of time and then export it on Rekordbox. All right, going to the next thing, you might have seen me hit, there's 2 circles right here. One says cue, and one says play and pause. You can't really see it that well right now, but in a minute, I'm going to take the camera and show you the entire system close up. So, if you press play, it's going to play wherever you are. So you could be in a random place, in a random beat. And you're going to press pause. It's going to stop immediately in the same spot. Okay. Now you're asking, well, what's the cue part? If I press cue, it does a setting. And it like memorizes that, oh, you want to start there. If I press it, it's making a sound, right? Do you hear that? Now check this out. If I hold it down, it keeps going, but as soon as I take my finger off of it, it jumps back to the same spot. Check it out. I'll do it again so you can hear it. But if you don't know how to keep it going, you're going to be really nervous, right? You're going to be like, I have to hold my finger down the entire night right here. And then And you can't tell everybody to get their hands up or whatever because you're going to be over here like this.